It's Tom Friday. Welcome to another episode of Old Men in Chairs. And boy, do we have a banger for you today. Right, Davey?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good.
We listened to it once or twice because our ears are so old we can't pick it up the first time through. So we've seen enough to know that Tom is leaving no holes unbarred here, to speak in old wrestling terms. He's a former pro wrestler, you know.
Oh yeah, is that right?
Yeah, he's doing one of those, what do they call that when they jump off the ropes and they land full on you?
Oh, slam.
Some kind of a grand slam
Grand
going on
slam,
here today.
Yeah.
This is one of his wokest songs. Anyway, we'll start it right off and see if we can pick up these words.
I am not Republican, I am not a liberal. Why the hell can't I just be American without getting political? The system gon' suppress us all, they don't care about the cost. How's this a democracy when we got communists in charge? Cancel culture Nazis, all they're missing is the swastikas. Honestly, this is a psychological holocaust. Pumping propaganda through the screen and straight into your brain. You ain't on a plantation, but you definitely still a slave.
Wow.
A lot said there.
A psychological holocaust.
All it's missing is the swastikas.
That's exactly what we're living in right now with all the psychological warfare techniques that are being used, like you said, right through the TV screen and right into your brain if you're stupid enough to watch television.
Right and left into your brain.
Yeah, and you know, some people might think it's racist when he starts talking about plantations. You know, you're not on a plantation anymore, but you're still a slave. Well, you know, maybe some black folks do need to wake up about the way they've been used so badly. But that applies to white people too. Maybe we were never on a plantation, but we're still slaves just as much.
Yeah, you can find them everywhere. Look at the older generation now out working in menial jobs because they have to.
Wage slaves.
Yeah, oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's basically slave labor.
So Tom had a mouthful there in the first, what do we got, 23 seconds. And he waited about 3 before he dropped it. So that was about 20 seconds worth right there. A banger.
Through the screen and straight into your brain. You ain't on a plantation, but you definitely still a slave. Race theory is indoctrinating children. Tell blacks they're disadvantaged, tell whites they got white privilege. What a brilliant way to reinforce division. If whites believe they have it easy, they will never help you fight the system. And now they burning books in untraditional ways. They just traded newspapers for the digital age. Now the facts can be deleted with no physical flames. They just change the information and the truth gets erased.
Before we go into the chorus here, yeah, they traded in books and newspapers for digital information, and then all they got to do is push a button, and whoops, there goes your history.
Yeah, it disappears without flames, like a
It burns
newspaper.
up without a flame. They don't have to burn books anymore. They can just push a button and rewrite history.
Yeah.
And he had a little dig in there about the critical race theory. It teaches the black people that they're perpetual victims and teaches the white people that they've got it made. It's a great way to keep the races divided and fighting with each other.
Yeah, which is the object of the plan, I believe now.
I don't know if it's working. The polls are showing that black men, Latino men, and even some other minority men are starting to turn away from the Democratic plantation, and hopefully that's going to be enough to get us some change in the leadership of the country.
If it's possible to.
The women are a little more hard-headed. we're not making as many inroads with, especially single women.
No.
You know, single women of any race. They look at the federal government as like their father. They're getting paid off, you know, to stay home and raise children, and everything, all their needs are met. And they don't need no man around the house, because if they had a man, then they wouldn't get as much money. They get money for being single.
Yeah, and men don't want to be around the house in some cases because all of a sudden there's more kids to pay for. And yeah.
Well, I think in a lot of cases they get chased out by women that are hard to live with. But it's pretty well proven that if you don't have a man around the house, you're going to have trouble with those kids. Single family households, I don't care what race it is, they don't get the discipline from the mother. Mothers aren't real great on discipline. The father's the one's got to lay down the hammer. I know that's probably sexist and racist and everything else, but it's just the truth.
You know, in our period of time growing up, that was how it was.
Yeah, you know, wait till your father gets home.
Yeah, wait till your father
How many times did you hear that? You're in trouble, but wait till your father gets home. He'll take care of it.
Yep.
But there ain't no father coming home.
Yep.
It's got no threat there.
With no physical flames, they just change the information and the truth gets erased. They keep screaming to wake up, but they're all woke, not awake. We know the system has failed us and all the media's fake. I swear the government hates us. Having opinions is dangerous. The system built to enslave us only works if we're afraid. I am not Republican.
I think he says I'm not a Republican because that will open more people's minds to his underlying message. Later on, he talks about being red-pilled. So he is conservative, but he doesn't identify the Republican Party because the Republican Party is part of the...
The military industrialized
Well, a lot of them are
complex.
sold out to either big defense contractors or big pharma or whatever they can get the money.
Anywhere, yep.
But the parties are at the top are all on the take, and so. But getting back to the chorus there, he said a lot about they're trying to enslave us, and they think everything we say is dangerous. They tell us to wake up, but they're not awake; they're woke.
Yeah.
He's touching all those themes that he's hit so many times before, but until people get it, he's got to keep saying it. You know, he's got to keep saying it in different ways and try to get the message out. And this is what I love about Tom is he doesn't back down.
Enslave us only works if we're afraid. I am not Republican, I am not a liberal. Progressive and traditional are hitmen hired to kill the individual. They label people red or blue, divide us, they don't ever help. They want you thinking left or right, so you ain't thinking for yourself. Go ahead and vote, cause both the parties are the same side. Two teams, one coach, controlled by the same guys. Left wing, right wing, both help the same bird fly. Brainwashing everybody at the same time. The internet was once a place that we could get our facts from. Now it's been monopolized, it's Google or it's Amazon. Who fact checking the fact checkers? I can answer that one. The people who control the narratives through the platforms. Let me break this down for...
Wow. And that is so true. And of course, when you say Google, don't forget that Google and YouTube are the same company.
Alphabet.
Boy, do they ever control us? Or they try to. They control what we're allowed to say in a reaction video like this.
Yep.
If we say the wrong thing, we could have our channel taken away from us.
You're gone, yep. So
You're
it's
gone, and all the hard work that you put into building up the channel is up in smoke.
And who is in charge, actually, of deciding what is and what's not
The
censored.
fact checkers are working for the people pushing the narratives.
Yep. And who's pushing the narrative? Again, we go back to
Yeah, well, it's the same people. It's the people with the money.
money, exactly, yep. Higher up. And it's not the government necessarily, it's the people with the money.
No, the government works for those people too.
Absolutely.
He had a lot to say there about left wing, right wing, it's all the same. Republican, Democrat, they're all working for the same cause, to line their own pockets. But
Yeah.
I wanted to mention, I do occasionally write some columns when I'm not, a YouTube star. And I have a Substack, and I'm going to put a link to the Substack in the description, because I recently wrote one about this issue, about who's controlling free speech. It's a reflection on 2 years in the trenches as a YouTuber. So if you like to read, you can check that out.
The people who control the narratives through the platforms. Let me break this down for you, simple as I can, Kate. They use social conditioning to put you in the rat race. It doesn't matter if you're first or third or if you're last place, you're still a rat, and they're the cats who kill you so you can't escape. They keep...
They're the cats that
cat.
kill you.
Yeah, killing the rat, and we're the rat.
We're the rats, and the cats are up there
Yep.
just waiting for us to get out of line, and then
Yeah.
woof!
Yeah, yep.
Big cats too, aren't they? Big fat cats.
Yep.
That was a good one, Tom. That was a bar.
You're still a rat, and they're the cats who kill you so you can't escape. They keep screaming to wake up, but they're all woke, not awake. We know the system has failed us, and all the media's fake. I swear the government hates us. Having opinions is dangerous. The system built to enslave us only works if we're afraid. I am not Republican, I am not a liberal. I am just a man who knows they're scared of a nation that's thinking critical. They kill us or they lock us up for nothing like we're criminals. Divide us cause they know that unified we are invincible. Questioning the government's agenda is controversial, but promoting guns and liquor in our music is commercial. They're confusing us with pronouns they made up to make us triggered. You can call me what you want, but just don't call me late for dinner. School teaches you to learn and never teaches you to think. So you absorb misinformation, then you practice what they preach. You ain't free, can't you see that's how they want you to act? That's called conforming to the norm, you don't need freedom for that. I'm not Republican or liberal or left-wing or right-leaning. I took the red pills cause that's who's fighting for my freedoms. And you don't need to choose to be accepted, they both fake teams. Evil runs the world now like hell ain't got no vacancy.
Evil runs the world now. Well, it sure seems that way.
Yeah,
For the
you
last 4 years, evil has been on the rise.
beginning to wonder, yeah,
There are, some hopeful signs. There's a growing opposition and a growing realization of, how we're being manipulated. Unfortunately, there's far too many people, like you said, they go to school, but they never learn how to think for themselves.
Yep,
They're not taught to think.
and they're being pushed from whatever side makes them think the way they want them to think.
Yep, they're just taught to go along.
Yep.
Go along to get along.
Choose to be accepted, they both fake teams. Evil runs the world now like hell ain't got no vacancy. They keep screaming to wake up, but they're all woke, not awake. We know the system has failed us and all the media's fake. I swear the government hates us, having opinions is dangerous. The system built to enslave us only works if we're afraid.
Nice job, Nova,
Yep.
on the video. But a very, very strong message from Tom this time. And this is the Tom I love. This is the guy. This is the man right here.
With a real message,
With a real strong message.
that pointing out things that
Our media is fake, and they control us by fear. I think that was the last line of the chorus, wasn't it? Something along those lines?
and they fake teams, meaning the rhinos and the Democrats.
Well, yeah, they divide and conquer.
and fake what team they're on and make it,
Yeah,
whatever
make it
is
seem that you're on one team or the other, divide and conquer.
basically
but-
whatever one has the most money.
But the secret of the whole thing, I think he said there at the end, is that it only works if people are in fear.
Hmm.
If people can get over the fear, but that's hard because you stick your neck up and they come along, the cats will come along.
Yep. Yeah.
David, thanks for coming in.
Well, you're welcome.
I know you're a busy guy,
Nice to be here.
but I appreciate you taking the time so we can live up to our title of old men in chairs,
Yep.
not just one old man.
We are what we are.
This will definitely go on my Rumble political channel. I've now got 2 Rumble channels. I separated out the political songs from just the regular songs. So now I have Rumble Old Men in Chairs Music and Rumble Old Men in Chairs Political. So it definitely will show up there. I don't know if I can edit everything down to make it pass on YouTube, but we'll give it a try.
If the fact checkers get the facts checked.
Yeah, it's getting hard. It's getting harder and harder every day. It's election year, and they definitely don't want freedom of speech or freedom of thought. They just want you marching in line,
Yep.
doing as you're told, voting for the person you're told to vote for, and don't ask too many questions.